Welcome to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Um, this is episode number 29. Episode number 29. And it is a Monday afternoon at 3:18, so we'll call it at 3:20. And it is it's May 27th, 92 degrees. We got some intermittent clouds and supposed to be thunderstorms coming later on today. But we shall see. So it's a little smoky. But today we're going to be doing on episode 29 with Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We're going to be doing the CAO Colombia Tinto Robusto 4x8x52. It is a Colombian filler, a Cameroon binder. That should be good. Honduran, Nicaraguan wrapper, ice manzinga tobacco, toasted nuts, coffee, sweet and salty. Got an overall 92 rating. So this should be a pretty good cigar. So stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Make sure you like, subscribe, click on the notification link for the channel, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We are doing this CAO Colombia Tinto Robusto 4x8x52. And we're just starting with the first third on it. Did a V cut. It's a deep one with the V cut, but it's a good one. It's burning pretty good. Smells nice. Off the bat, within this first third, I got a sweetness. I like coffee, like what it says, a sweet kind of light coffee, a little flat. Nobody likes a flat coffee, but it's sort of like a little sweet coffee, a little flat, a little flat though. Like somebody put maybe half a teaspoon of honey in the coffee. Yeah, that's what it's like. So stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch, episode number 29, with your host, Uncle Scotty. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click on the notification link, and we will be right back working on this one. I figure this one will be an hour and a half. We'll call it, we'll just say 3:15. So 4:15, so maybe 4:30. We'll call this one. Oh, and for episode number 28, the cigar that I had, for those that watched it, the cigar was $5. And for this one, $5. I get mine online. Don't have no problems, no issues or anything. And if they're the mistakes that they did make, they corrected them quickly. And no effort on my part other than just picking up the phone and verifying everything and talking to them. So it's a very good company. If you send me a message or whatnot, I'll let you know exactly who they are, and if you want to order your cigars from them. Once you order them, they show up in about 4 or 5 days, boxed. Nobody even knows what they are. Just a regular plain box, and they packaged very well. Got none of them damaged or anything of that nature. So I'm enjoying the experience of bidding online and purchasing these cigars. So once again, stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty, as we work on the CAO Colombia. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We're on episode number 29, and we're reviewing this Colombia. And the CAO Colombia. And it's like a sweet coffee. Yeah, like a sweet medium coffee. It's got a decent smell to it. It's it's a subtle relaxing. So it's a subtle, really, really good with a cup of coffee. You sit down, have a cup of coffee, have one of these, maybe first thing in the morning or something like that. kind of get your day started. It's a medium body cigar, on the light end of a medium body cigar, but it's pretty good so far. Well, it's good so far. Stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host Uncle Scotty. We are on episode 29 as we review the CAO Colombia. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host Uncle Scotty. We are on episode number 29. We're doing this CAO Colombia. Um, it is a good cigar. It's light, sweet. They say it's salty, but there's no salt in it, which is good. Nobody wants a salty cigar. Um, I would say it says medium body, but this is a heavy light to a light medium. It's mellow. It's relaxing. It's simple. It's going at a good pace, and by simple I mean it's not misconceiving. It is what it is. Light, mellow, medium, sweet coffee. We're finishing up on the first third, starting the second third of the CAO Colombia. Stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch. Once again, this is your host, Uncle Scotty. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and click on the notification link. We'll get the membership up, we'll get the numbers up. I am also on Instagram as well. So stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty, as we start out on this second third of the CAO Colombia. Real relaxing. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We're working on this CAO Colombia Tinto Robusto, and we're about halfway, excuse me, about halfway through the second third of this one. I did a V cut on this one. I'll show how it looked in the beginning. With this one, I believe the smaller gauge on it, or because it was a Robusto, maybe I should have done a punch cut versus a V cut, because the V cut is kind of expanded into a guillotine cut. Nothing wrong with that, but maybe I need to keep that in mind, that if it's a smaller gauge or shorter length, to maybe work on punch cut. With it, as far as the flavor goes, I would say medium body, maybe a light medium body, or medium body in the middle. So it's okay. This would be okay to give to a new person if they've had a few. I wouldn't give this to them as their first cigar, but if they've had a few cigars, I would give it to them. Aftertaste on this one, it's about 4 puffs. Once you get up, if you get up more than 4, you're gonna heat up that cherry, and it's gonna be a little acrid. So about 4 puffs on this one. Do a retro, blow back, and then kind of set it down. It's got a good burn. I have not had to relight it. I did put a channel in this one, so I have not had to relight it. That's good. I've had to touch it up, I think, once or twice, which is good. The draw on it, it's got a decent draw, and I believe that is affected possibly by the humidity in the humidor, because I'm running a little bit plus 70 or so. It's at 70, but it feels like it's a little bit more, so maybe I need to let that humidity come down just a little bit, 69, 68, and let's see how they run. But I like it. It's okay. The time on this one, I think we started about 3:20. I chalked it up as 3:15. So it's almost 50 minutes in, and I'm almost finished. I'm in the middle of the second third. So we're looking at maybe another 30 to 45 minutes with this one. So maybe an hour and then 15 minutes, hour and a half tops, which is not bad. That's a decent time. The kick and relaxation effect on it, it's decent. It's okay. It's satisfactory. Um, it's not subpar or nothing like that. This is just a simple cigar. Not one to take for granted, but just a simple one. And of course, with the price on this one, it was $5. So $5 for a CAO Colombia, that's a deal. That's a deal. Stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, click on the notification link for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. I'm reviewing the cigar to save you some time, maybe save you some money, maybe inspire you for something that I like. You like, you know what? He pick out pretty good cigars. I like that guy. What's not to like about me? Ah, yeah. So stay tuned, Cigars on the Front Porch. Make sure you click like and hit the notification link. Also, I am on Instagram as well. So stay tuned as we finish off this middle of the second third on this Colombia Tinto Robusto 4x8x52. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. We're working on this CAO Colombia. We are in the probably the middle of the second third. Taking off the wrapper, starting to crack a little bit, starting to peel on me. It's been consistent throughout. Sweet, light coffee. Nothing else. Just a sweet light coffee with a medium body cigar. So this one is doing good. It's getting us satisfactory. We're going to continue on with Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Stay tuned as we finish off this second third to begin the final third of the cigar. If it changes and adds more flavor or adds something else to it, it'll be a bonus or a perk. If it doesn't and it stays consistent throughout from the first, second, and final third with the same flavor throughout, that's kind of a rarity. Usually they change. You know, they're like the tide at the ocean. They come in, they come out, they do this, they do that, they change the speed, they change the rhythm. This has been consecutive throughout. From the first third, it was consecutive. It didn't start out running fast. Second third, it did the same. It didn't start out running fast. It has been consistent throughout. This is one of the most consistent cigars that I've had in a very long time. It's good to have change and different flavors and different twists, but then every now and then it's good just to have one that just stays the same, steady and consistent. Good pair of flip flops. Not that this is a flip flop, but you understand. So stay tuned for Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty, as we finish off the second third. The end of the second third, we're going to move to the final third on this cigar. Thank you. Stay tuned. We are back with Cigars on the Front Porch. Just want to let you know that we are an hour in and we are starting the ending of the second third, starting on the beginning of the first third. And so with this one, I say an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45 if you push it, but an hour and a half comfortably. I got to touch it up just a tad bit. All right. For those that haven't seen it, if you got an uneven burn, like the way this one is, see how it's uneven? So I'm going to show you how to touch it up. Just take your lighter, especially if you got like a torch one like this one. And the part that's not burned, you just want to touch it up until it turns a little gray. Not too much. You don't want to burn it. Just touch it up just a tad bit. And give it 3 to 5 minutes. And it will correct itself. And then all you got to do is just ash it or keep it going however you want to do. But just touch it up. That's all you got to do. So you can get an even taste throughout. You don't want one side to burn, what we call canoeing, and you don't want that because it's going to mess up your taste. It's not going to burn evenly or fairly or squarely, whatever word you want to put in there, and you're going to wind up having a lopsided cigar. Like don't be that kind of cigar enthusiast. I wouldn't even call you cigar enthusiast. Don't be that guy or that gal. Don't be that one. Just touch it up. Pay attention to what you're doing. If you see it's burning unevenly, touch it up. Just takes a second. You'll enjoy the experience more. Stay tuned with Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Like, subscribe to the channel. Reviewing this Colombia CAO Colombia. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Cigars on the Front Porch with your host, Uncle Scotty. Just want to let you know that I am an hour and a half into this one, and I could probably squeeze another 15 to 30 minutes out of it, maybe. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits on this one and let it go out. This has been a consistent cigar. It is medium body. It comes off as a heavy light body or a light medium body to medium body. I would say light medium body. It has been consistent throughout. A sweet, light coffee. I know I said in the first third it was a little flat. It's not flat. It's just a smooth coffee. So this will go good for a good morning smoke. Maybe mid afternoon. Maybe. Definitely not at night. I wouldn't. It's not that heavy. If you just want something throughout the course of the day, something just to think about, you read a book or read a newspaper or something like that, something you just sitting around with, or if you're going fishing or anything like that, something where you're doing something else, this would complement it and go right along with it. No bitter, acrid aftertaste, just consistent. It's good. So I'm gonna give this a passing grade, and we're gonna finish up on episode number 29 with Cigars on the Front Porch with the CAO Colombia. And I just want to let you know, as I always do, that you're special, that you're important, that you're made for a purpose. Validate yourself. Don't depend or look or be discouraged or dismayed if nobody else validates you. You're fully capable. Do it yourself. In small increments, medium or large, every day, find a way to love on yourself. You're worth it. And you don't need nobody else to tell you that. Just want to let you know that you're special. Thank you for joining me for episode number 29. I think episode 30, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something different for episode 30. Let's get these subscriptions up. Make sure you click on, like, subscribe, and hit the notification on YouTube. Also, I am on Instagram as well. Once again, this is your host, Uncle Scotty, for Cigars on the Front Porch, episode number 29, the CAO Colombia. Thank you for spending your time with me.